Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. In this video, I want to create a mixing template from scratch. So let's get to it. Okay, now what does a mixing template does is a mixing template just helps to speed up your workflow. So whenever you want to mix a project or you want to record a project, you just grab your mixing template and you start your mixing. So let's begin our mixing template from scratch. So what I do all the time if I want to create my mixing template, like you all know, I do record through plugins, okay? That is actually a recording chain. So I always do that. So what we'll do is we'll rename it as mic in for easy navigation. So whenever I pull up my template, I will know that this is the line in for my microphone. A lot of time I do emulate the NAIRA stuff. You can get any NAIRA emulation plugins and try to mimic this, record through them likewise. So in this video, we'll be using just we're using the Slate virtual mix rack. What we'll do is we'll grab a preamp emulation. So we'll just grab the NAIRA. So this is a preamp. So what I'll do just to add these virtual drives, I'll just take it up. So it will just add some harmonics on my recording. Very minimal stuff. Put it around 40 here. So the next thing I'll do again is just to grab an EQ, and I'll still use the NAIRA because we wanted to use the NAIRA. So we grab this NAIRA EQ. So what I'll do with the NAIRA EQ is that I'll do high pass filter, okay, just 50 Hertz. If your line in is really low or the input gain in your audio interface is really low, you can add in some gain with this line in, okay? If you have a microphone which is really dark, you just add in some top end here around 3 dB. So the next thing I do, I go around the mid, just the mid, because you don't want to do much because you are recording through them. I'll go around 500 Hertz and I do maybe 2 dB of gain reduction here. That's all I'll do. So I just record through this emulation. That's my recording chain. This is my line in when I do record. So the next thing I'll do is just to create my lead vocal. This is the lead. So each time I record, I'll be sending my lead vocal to this channel. So the next thing I'll do with this lead is I'll just grab a channel strip. Let's grab this Lindex series. So actually this channel strip is API from, this one is Lindex series from Plugin Alliance. Here this channel strip, we have the EQ, compression, and the gate, the input and the output. So what I'll do with this, you remember we're already recording through high pass filter, so you have to listen very careful so your vocal should not get thin. Okay, you can do high pass filter. So the next thing I do, I go to the API console board, select the API 560. So I just use this one. I just do about 3 dB. Then I go to the 31 here, get rid of this because much information is not there. Bring it down like that. Go to 500, do 2 dB. The next thing I'll do is go to the compression section, and in the compression section the attack here at default is 1 millisecond, which is fast. Then the ratio here is 4:1, which is pretty normal starting point, but if you want more you can do 6:1 like this. Then when you send your vocal, the next thing you do is just to pull down the threshold to see the amount of compression happening. Then you go now to the expander or the gate so you can get rid of any background noise in between your recording. So what I usually do is just I pull up my range all the way up, then my threshold I just bring it up around 20. Just listen if it's not chopping your sound. That's all I do. The next thing we'll add here is a de-esser, but you can use any de-esser you want. Then after that you can grab any tuning plugin that you have and you put. Likewise, each time you pull up your template, you need to just look for your key and you do some minor tweaks. So if your vocal is still dynamic, you can add in another compressor. Maybe you just grab FL on, then you just push down the threshold and you see the consistency happening. So when I add something like this and my vocal is consistent, the next thing I do is just to go to my flanger. Either I go to flanger or chorus, just grab flanger. So if you don't know how to use it, just go to flanger, you add something like this, just add the amount you want, and when I'm done like this, I just pull in my sound godizer, add the amount, so I'll go through, just put something like this, that's all. And when I'm done, I look for one glue compressor. So let's use the SSL glue bus compressor. So what I do is when I'm done like this, I just end the chain with the glue compressor, and this is my chain. So this is my lead. When I'm done with the lead like this, the next thing you just do, you can rename and call this add lead. Then if you gonna have a lot of backups, you can just do backup. You can create that, and you also do maybe backup another backup you can do, let's say right, and this one, let's say backup left. So like I said, a mixing template just to help to speed up your workflow. It doesn't mean you just throw and allow everything like that. You go in and do some minor tweaks. If it's a 4 instance of backup, so you can just do panning. Maybe this one will be, you say 70% right. This other one, maybe if it's the same thing, you can just put, if you have a lot of those harmonics, you can have more backups, and so you can just do backup left 2. It will depend on your preference how you want to rename it. Okay, you just have to get something that will help you easily understand your workflow. So next thing we do is you can just create another one. If you have a lot of those backups or harmonics, you can do panning 550 right and left, and maybe you have another one for, maybe you have another one 20, maybe let's say 25%. Okay, so you have this one, you can do 25 left, 25 right, something like that. For me not to load my system, I'll go here. This lead vocal automatically turn it to a bus track. The only thing that I'll be adding here will be tuning plugin and maybe gate. Grab it and load it on all of this track. And also let's just add a gate. These are the effects that will be on our individual insets, just the gate and the auto tune. Let's just create the first bus. That's the bus for the vocal. I will dock it to the right or the left. So dock it to the right. I will just go in and color it. So you can color it for easy navigation. So I'll copy these effects from the lead vocal, copy these ones and put it on the bus. When I'm done with copying these effects here, I will kindly remove them from the lead vocals. I always use the lead vocal to get my effects that I will use on my bus, because actually the lead vocal is the most prominent that will be on your mix. So I use the lead vocal to create my bus chain. So when I'm done with the chain, I will just take out all of these effects here. The only effects that I will leave here on the lead vocal now will be just the gate and the auto tune. So all these other tracks will be sent here to the bus track. So in other cases, I do create harmonic bus because I may want to have different effects on it. Now when you are done with this, the next thing is just to go and create your delay. So I will create, first will be a slapback delay. So with this now, I can just load Echo Boy from Sound Toys. I'll just go to dual mode, increase the mix knob, no feedback. It's a slap, so we don't want any feedback. I'll just cut the lows a little bit high, so we shouldn't compete with the main lead vocal. So I'll go here now. The right section, I'll put it on 16. The left, I'll have it on maybe 32. So we just want that short slapback. This one will be a cent. Then the next thing we'll do same delay. This one maybe we'll do quarter note delay. Just grab hash delay from waves and do quarter note. Then we do a little bit of high pass filter, turn the analog down, bring the feedback down, just increase a little bit. When you're listening, you can go in and add in the feedback. Then I'm done, I also create 8 note. Any delay that you have for it, you can use it. So we can just grab any delay. So maybe we'll use still the hash delay for the 8 note. Any delay you have available, you can use. Do same thing, high pass filter, turn the analog down, mix it up all the way up. When I do 8 note, then I also do half note delay. I'll do half note. This one you can grab any other delay you want to use. Maybe I'll still use Echo Boy for this. This one we have it on, I'll have this one on single echo. Then I'll just do time, I'll go to half note, a little bit EQing, turn the mix knob all the way up. Then the next thing I'll just go in again. I'll go to my reverbs. I'll do short reverb. Do a short reverb. I'll grab this reverb from FL Studio. Reverb 2. So what I'll do, I'll just increase the size, turn on the wet, bring down the dry, no pre-delay. A little bit of low cut here, because we'll be sending all the stuff to. Then I can do another one, call it long reverb. Grab any other reverb plugin and put it there. We will use this Valhalla. choose the type. Maybe we'll go and use this plate. This one want it to be long. Your plate delay and decay time will matter. It depend on the BPM of the song. So good starting point. I put a pre-delay here 37. Then you don't want the decay to be too long. Maybe do something like 2 seconds. Okay. If you want to add a little bit of EQing, you can add it. And here I may do something like this. I don't want it to compete with the main vocal, so we just EQ the reverb a bit and do something like this. The next thing I'll do is I'll create another send track. This one will be for tube saturation. I'll create another send track, call it analog warmth. I'll also create another track, I call it I can do parallel compression. So I'll go to the tube saturation. You just grab any tube saturation plugin that you have. So let's use this saturation knob for soft tube. Increase the saturation. The next thing, we'll go to the analog warmth. You grab any plugin that you think can give you that analog sound. So we'll grab this noise ash trilogy. You go in and just push the drive. So actually noise ash trilogy just have 3 emulation here. We have the 73, 81 and 84. You can on the drive like that. You are good to go. The next thing, parallel compression. Grab any compressor plugin that you may want to use and crush your signal. So the compression you can do have the attack to be fast, the release to be fast. Then you push the input gain. The more you push the input gain, the more compression. Then you can back it down with the output. And even if you're having maybe 10 dB of compression, it's good to go. So now when I'm done with this, I will just be send the vocal to the slap and listen to the slap. Then we'll control the amount. Same with the ad-lib. We'll send it to the slap, control the amount. Same with all the harmonics. Then when we're done with that, we'll go to the half note delay. We listen to it with our project. If it works with our project, we use it. If it does not go, we try the quarter note. And if the quarter note does not go, we try the eighth note. Then when you're done and you have the amount that you want in your project, you just check the amount you want. And the next thing, you can just go in and send the vocal to your short reverb. Then you control the amount you want here. And you go to your long reverb, send it there, still control the amount you want. Same thing with this saturation, analog warm and parallel compression, right? With this way, you can have good sound without you adding too much plugins on your insets. This is my mixing template, okay? I didn't even talk about the track for the beat. You can create an inset for the beat. You can take it to far left. So this one is for the beat. So if you have your beat and your beat is really loud, just grab a gain plugin. I usually use Fruity Balance. Your beat is way too loud, right up to unity gain here. Grab it and bring it down until in your meta section here, you're having 6 dB. Then you record. With this way, you will not get to struggle with your vocal and your beat. The next thing I do is when I'm through like this, creating this template, the next thing I do is I just go in and save my template. So you want to save it in where FL Studio templates are. So whenever you want to go, you just go in to your template and you'll be able to see it. So just go in, click save. Now it will carry you to your folder, maybe folder that you saved something previously. So just go back up, go to your C drive, where the program file will be there. To your C drive, you open it, go to program file, and you go to image line. This is how to save your template. Go to the FL that you're working on. I used FL20, so I open the FL20 and go to data, go to templates. You understand? Go to template, you open it. You can choose any of these ones to save it inside, so you'll be able to know, or maybe you just rename your own. If you don't want to, just go to any of them that you'll be able to remember. So I can just go to instruments. You can just call it something I'll be able to remember. I can call it a NAIRA mixing template. Then I'll save it. With this, each time I open my FL Studio, I can just go there and locate my template. So for example, if I close FL Studio, let's say I'm going back, I will just go to my FL Studio and load in my FL Studio. Okay, so the next thing I'll do, I'll just go in to template, go to your template, go to where you save it. So I save it in advanced instruments. Then I go and look on the NAIRA mixing template. You just load it like that and wait for it to load. And when it has loaded, so when the template, if your template like this you load your template. Likewise, look at our tempo here. We have our default tempo 130. So if you want to begin your recording process, just go in, try to figure out the tempo of the beat that you want to use. Then you can go in and change the tempo, type the value you want. Maybe let's say just type the BPM. Then you can drag your beat. You drag your beat and drop and send to the beat track. Then you begin your recording. If you record your lead and you send it here, add lead, you send it here. Your backups, you send it, send. What you want to do, you just send it. And now it does not end there. You can go now to your, if you discover anything faulty, if you come here, you want more compression, you go and tweak your threshold. You go to your EQ and you just tweak. Okay, you are good to go. Just go in and do minor adjustment with your template and you are good to go. So guys, in our next video, I will be mixing a vocal using this particular mixing template which we have just created. Okay, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell so whenever I upload content you wouldn't miss anything. See you in the next tutorial.